Welcome back, everyone. It's FNHusa57 here. Today we are on Neverwinter on the Xbox One in Mod 9 with a requested video of basically a walkthrough for Castle Never. So a lot of you probably have figured it out already, but I'm running with a few friends here. So shout out to Cloud and Groot. Other two are, well, randoms that we picked up. Now what you're going to want to do is try and do this with friends, because this is one of the harder dungeons in the game. It's weird how low of an item level that they let you queue for this at. I think it should definitely be a higher item level dungeon than what it is because of its difficulty, but it's still doable. So, got ourselves a buff debuff cleric, perma pally, couple great weapon fighters, and my control wizard. So, awesome on that. Now, the bad thing about this dungeon is you have a tremendous amount of loading screens and cutscenes that you have to go to, which is completely ridiculous, in my opinion. There we go, finally through that one. It's like you go through a door to go through a door to go through a door. So, yeah. Anyways, if you happen to have a guardian fighter with you, and they're using the whole into the fray thing, you can actually run through it pretty quickly. But if you don't have that, then it's going to take you a little bit longer to do it. So basically, they changed it around. This is not the original Castle Never. While the map pretty much has remained the same, the enemies and what you have to do in the dungeon has changed quite a bit, quite drastically, from the original Castle Never that you guys might have seen me play back in like Mod 5. So anyways, we have changed up quite a bit, or Cryptic has changed up quite a bit. Basically, the Castle Never has been taken over by creatures, which in this case are demons, and kind of cool. They're a lot more difficult to fight, or at least the bosses are, because of the amount of stuns. But other than that and the loading screens, it's not too big of a deal. So once you kill that little group of enemies, you're going to come into this room that has the 5 portals. The best way to do this is to send one person through each portal, because ideally, if you're private queuing, you would have like 1 perma bubble pally and 4 DPS. Or if you have a cleric and a pally, normally you send the cleric and the pally through their own rift, but basically everybody takes one in a ideal circumstance. You go in, you kill everything that's in the rift, and then you get to go through that lovely loading screen again, because it pulls you out of the rift and puts you back into the Castle Never dungeon. So this is actually one of the reasons why this dungeon takes longer, is because of the fact that you have so many loading screens. So once you go through that, you have this little area. And now it is possible with the right team to definitely run this a lot faster than I'm running it. But, you know, just depends on what team you have and making sure everybody's on the same page. But you're going to have a basic amount of little, like, Undead, and we'll go ahead and roll on that because, you know, it's a rank 5 enchantment. Of course, same thing applies. I pretty much shouldn't have to say it, but for those of you that don't know, do not pick up the green shit. It is not worth it. There's almost no reason at all to pick it up, and if you are going to pick it up, make sure that your team is okay with that, but don't do it in combat. It's so annoying. Anyways, kill that guy. Bonfire spawns right there if you need it. If you've died or anything like that, you can go ahead and lose your revive sickness right there. And that brings us to the first boss, this giant eyeball thing, which is really one of the annoying bosses in the game. I kind of think he's more annoying, actually, than the other 2 bosses in this dungeon, and that is because he does so many attacks that stun you. Like, literally every single attack stuns you. And he also has another attack where he will tether two people together by that little green line that you see right there between Cloud and the other great weapon fighter. And if the two people that are tethered come together, it does massive damage and sends both players flying up into the air. So it's a stun that does a lot of damage, and basically what happens is it's very annoying for, well, any class, but especially for like paladins, because you can't really focus on generating your AP or your action point because of the fact that you're constantly stunned. So if you have anything that reduces control effects, or you have like an elven, see right there was that tether, and without the bubble, that damage was enough to one-shot me. And I have like 97,000 health. So yeah, this guy can be really, really annoying. And since I'm not in the bubble, I had to stay back a little bit, but now that I am, we can go back to smashing this guy in the face. Which you probably will have noticed I am now using a Dread enchantment. I'm actually very happy about that, because that makes the Control Wizard even more powerful than what it was. Go ahead and use the Lantern, which ideally you would have at least 2 people running lanterns and like 1 person running a Wheel of Elements. And there we go. Just had to go ahead and get knocked up in the air again. Why not? But you want the lanterns just so that you have a constant debuff and you can kind of shred this guy even faster. So there we go, illuminated insignia of aggression, which is that's a nice one. Now sadly, he did not drop me anything. The insignias are really annoying because they bind to character when you pick them up, but they are not a individual person's drop. Like, they actually have to, you have to roll on them, which makes it so annoying. So you come to this area, which I'm sure you guys will remember from the original Castle Never, and this was literally a control wizard's paradise because of the amount of enemies that are here, and still is. As you can see, just sea of enemies. It can be kind of laggy, especially, you know, if you have like a control wizard or scourges, or those classes can make the game a little bit laggy, just because there's so many mobs. Now you have this guy to deal with, and you do kind of want to try and maintain a combat advantage on him, just because he has a ridiculous amount of health. Like, I can actually go ahead and use my daily, and I'll have my daily back again, and he stuns you. So, like, almost everything in this game stuns you, which is crazy, but, you know, whatever. Whatever, we shall deal with it. Go ahead and, yep, see, already got my daily back. Now, there is a little skill node right there, and there's a chest right here. I always check the chests because I want insignias. I don't particularly care about the rest of the stuff, but I need to get a barbed insignia, and I've had really bad luck at trying to get one, so I always check the chests. I skip the skill nodes just for time's sakes, but I always check the actual chest that you open. And since we're doing it during, well, I'm doing this video during a double profession resources event, you can get quite a bit of profession resources out of those. So once you do that, you're just going to move on, and you're going to come to this section where you have to destroy the servitors. So, very, very annoying, but basically you have 4 of them. And kind of bring them in this room. They keep summoning little rotters, which they actually do a lot of damage. I've had these rotters hit me for like 60, 70k before, so without a good pally or a good cleric and guardian fighter or something, it can be difficult to do this. Ooh, that was a nice box right there. Profound rank 5, elemental aggregate, adamant ore. Nice. Alright, very nice. That's the only kit that I'll bother to check because of the fact that it is right there, free for me since I'm a wizard, so you know, why not. Come into here, 2 chests. You can check those. I always check those. Pretty much just trying to get my potions, like, you know, okay, hey, I had used a potion of elixir of accuracy, so that's the potion that gives you crit. I had used that before entering the dungeon, so might as well go ahead and take a free one out of the chest. Last, guys, in here, do be careful if you're checking the chests and the rest of your team isn't. When you come through, you can get tethered if that one servitor is still alive, so that is annoying. There is a bonfire to the right, which is pretty nice, so checkpoint if you die, and also very useful for the fact that you can clear revive sickness, so I like that. Now, gonna go over here and go through a, you guessed it, loading screen. I love them so very much. Now, your loading times might vary depending upon your internet and depending upon your console, so I should just go ahead and throw that out there. I seem to have a little bit longer loading time than others. It might be because I'm recording at the same time and live streaming, but seems to be just a little bit longer than others on normal anyways. So you're going to come into this basic room, this cavern here, and you have to kill 20 undead before you can actually get out of here. Now, when I first did it, I thought you had to kill the 20 undead before that sphere charged or you would fail. No, you don't fail, but if you let that sphere fully charge, it blows up, and depending upon your health and defense, it'll almost one-shot you. At the very least, it'll take you down to like half health. So it's a very, very annoying, and I hate that. So it depends on your team and your DPS, but you kind of got to run around and try and keep these rotting undead and undead adventurers away from that center sphere. And they basically just, you know, spawn all around the edges, and that's it. So once you do that, you kind of wait for a, you guessed it, loading screen, only to go back into the actual main castle, per se. Castle Never. Here we go. This is why I really like having Guardian Fighters, because if they constantly are using Into the Fray, you get that movement speed bonus, which is just awesome, because you have so far you have to run in this dungeon. Oh, we're going up the stairs, because, you know, why would we have an elevator? Bonfire right at the top here. And you will be at the second boss fight, which there are several achievements for Castle Never. The guy that we are about to fight, there's an achievement for killing him 5 times on the ceiling. There's an achievement for getting past the death spheres 5 times without taking damage, and an achievement for killing Orcus 25 times on one character. So, since this guy's really not that bad, a lot of people mistake him for being a complicated fight, but he's not. He's just a straight DPS battle. You have to watch out for those little round red circles. Those will do massive damage to you. But other than that, and when the arena changes from the floor to ceiling and vice versa, that's honestly the only things you really have to worry about. He will spawn 3 of those little undead, but being a control wizard, you can massacre those. So those spikes that you just seen, that's now we're fighting on the ceiling. You can look up and see the spikes are on the floor. It's kind of weird that way. Like I said, there's an achievement for killing this guy 5 times on the ceiling, but that can be a little more difficult to do because you either don't have quite enough damage to kill him when he teleports to the ceiling the first time, and then you have to kind of run around in circles and wait when you're on the floor, or you have so much DPS that you kill him right before he even goes up to the ceiling. So you'll see that I didn't really care because we've got Groot, who's a fantastic permabubble, and I don't care about the red as much. You have to be a little bit careful because you can kill your paladin, but in this case I didn't have to worry about it. Normally, though, you will see those red squares and you will want to get out of them because that is where the spikes are going to be. Of course, this guy did not drop me jack shit. Which is a side note, but yeah, never mind. Some people don't realize that sometimes it can actually be pretty hard to make jack shit. I mean, if you think about it, what if Jack is actually constipated? Yeah, just something for you guys to think about there. There we go, check that chest. Take an Azor rank 5 and some silver. Most people don't know about that chest. And now we'll give you a little tip for this next area where it says navigate the darkness. If you've played this before, you might see a lot of people running over here like to the right and jumping on these benches. And the reason why is you can actually get past these zombies without waking them up. So you don't have to fight them, which is really, really awesome. Now, unfortunately, somebody decided in this room that they wanted to wake up the undead. So, yeah. Since they did that, we had to kill them, which made it take a little bit longer. And I'm going to go ahead and raid that box because, yeah, you know what? You made me stop to kill things, so I'm going to go ahead and raid the little loot crate. Now what you have to do is go ahead and wait for your entire group to get here, which it'll take a second because Cloud died. But once everybody gets here, will be a little cutscene that you will want to skip, even if it is your first time running through, because most team members will skip that cutscene, and then they'll be long gone, and you'll miss your team. But you can see these little green balls, and those little green balls are devastating. They will literally insta-kill you. So be very, very careful about that. Paladins can walk through them if you got like your bubble up, your shield, divine protector, shield of faith, something like that if you use sanctuary. Wizards can actually dash through them and get the dodge. But if you do not have any of that at your disposal, what you want to do is carefully time it, watch it, and basically it is just a game of timing. Go through here on the left, and you can avoid the death spheres completely, which is really awesome. Now, I'm going to use that teleport and dodge just to show you that you can teleport through them. But normally what you would do is you would go ahead and jump up on those boxes, wait for the death sphere to come back, and then go by it. But I am too lazy for that, so I'm just teleporting through. Same thing up here, you can jump to the corner on my right, and you will be safe from the death spheres, which there's an achievement for going through them. I think it's like 5 times or 10 times without taking any damage. Pretty sure it's only 5. And I know playing as the wizard that dodging through or teleporting through the death spheres, that actually works for getting that achievement. So it's a nice little tip there, little pro tip for you. And you are at the final boss. So it really doesn't take that long to do. You should try and keep either a greater demonic key or a legendary dragon key in your inventory, because the chest on the right will have a requirement of one of those keys to open it. You also want to skip this boss cutscene, because if you don't, 1, you'll be behind the rest of your group, 2, you will get these little green death spheres. Now, there's a chance that you get the death spheres just randomly, even if you don't watch the cutscene. But if you watch the cutscene, you're almost guaranteed to get one of those death spheres. So, skip it. Skip it for the sake of the Neverwinter gods. There is the death spheres, though. They're random. So what you gotta do, watch out for the death spheres. If there's 1, most paladins can tank the damage from 1. But if there's more than 1, like in this case there's 2, or God forbid you get all 3, you kind of just have to run. And really, really, really pray for the best on that one, because those things, oh my god, I hate those things. They are completely ridiculous. Once they go away, though, you go back to just smashing the hell out of Orcus here. And then you'll see that he'll usually fly up, which you should remember this from earlier. Same thing, same principle here. Kill about 20 adventurers. It might be actually a little bit less that you have to kill, because you see that blue progress bar there on the right hand side of my screen. You want to make sure that is completely filled up before the red bar fills up. Got that bubble now. Now that we got the bubble, we're good to go. My Ring of Brutality proc. Ice Knife on this guy's face. And just keep smashing him. As you can see, we got a really nice team here right now. His health bar is just shredding. You can do it faster if you have the perfect team, but you know, one of those things. You don't always get the perfect team. So he's out of here. You get protector seals, you get seals of the element, and he has a chance to drop you stuff, but he did not drop me shit. So wish me luck on these chests. Come on, nothing. +1 ring, of course. Alright, this chest, I know it. It's going to hold the shard. Come on. Nope. Utter garbage. So, not taking that chest. And that's been my luck for, like, the last 100 times that I have run this dungeon, is my luck has been really shitty. Now, Cloud did not have really good luck, but Groot has actually pulled a shard out of that chest on the right. So props to him. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you thought that was pretty interesting, and it'll help you out with running the dungeon. Thanks to Cloud and Groot for running with me. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, make sure you leave a comment. Otherwise, go ahead and smash the like button. It greatly helps out with the searchability of videos here on YouTube. Make sure that you share the video with your friends and maybe fellow guild members. And then, of course, subscribe for more content. So, thanks for watching, and make sure you tell Neverwinter to work on their loading times. Anyways, I will catch you all later.